Hello, Diggers Mac here, and today I'm going to talk about the top 5 best adversary modes in GTA Online. Now, this has been a video I wanted to do for quite a while now, because Rockstar seems to be loving their adversary modes that they're adding to GTA Online. And I sort of want to do this because I've been making all these reviews for all these adversary modes, and it's kind of also talking about what Rockstar should look at whenever they create new amazing adversary modes. Now, also, I was thinking about doing a top 5 worst adversary modes. I may make that video later on, so if you want to see that video as well, then let me know in the comments. And also, before we get right into this, I want to just mention that this is all my opinion, and if you disagree, then let me know your list of the top 5 best adversary modes in the comments. But anyways, getting right into this with number 5. Now, number 5 is Drop Zone. Now, Drop Zone is a very simplistic game mode. Basically, there's up to 4 teams, it can be 2 to 4. They spawn in these cargo bobs, and they have to parachute down, and they have to skydive onto this sort of map, where in the middle of that map, there will be sort of this objective. So it's sort of like a King of the Castle kind of game mode, and it's just a very simplistic game mode, but it's also very fun. It came in the surprise January update, which added like the Banshee 900R and the Sultan Custom into Benny's, and while that DLC was very small, I feel like Drop Zone kind of made up for it. Because Drop Zone, in my opinion, was a very good game mode, and it's still something I can play today, because it's just a lot of fun. I really do like Drop Zone, and I think that, as a TDM kind of player, I mostly do that, and I really love that kind of stuff. I really do like those kind of adversary modes that add this kind of gameplay, and it's just a lot of fun. And the only real thing that kind of holds us back is that there's one problem with kind of the respawn timer, and there's kind of a little bit of downtime at times on certain matches, where, you go down onto the objective and you see all your enemies and you start opening fire on them and you kill them all. Well, you're going to be waiting there for 10-15 seconds before you see any other enemies. That's why I usually like to play this with like 4 teams. I feel like it makes it a lot more entertaining, because there's a lot more teams fighting for the objective, and I really do like that kind of gameplay. So at number 4, we've got Slasher. Now, Slasher is one of the best adversary modes that sticks to a theme of that DLC. And this came in the Halloween sort of DLC, the Halloween 2015 DLC. And basically what it is that there's up to, I believe, 7 people are trying to hide from this slasher who has like a shotgun. Everybody else only has like a flashlight. And they kind of have to hide for about 3 minutes. And then after that 3 minutes, then they get shotguns and they have to hunt the slasher. So it's kind of like a little bit more of this horror kind of adversary mode. And I really do like it. And I really think that, it's one of the better adversary modes, and it's one that Rockstar put a lot of time into, to actually, turn out all the lights in all the maps, and to also, make this, unique soundtrack for this. And it's just one of my favorite adversary modes. The problem is that it does kind of get a little repetitive over time, and it really, especially with randoms, it's not that fun. It's a lot more fun with friends. If you're playing with friends, all communicating, and you're hiding from the slasher, it can be a lot more fun than just playing with randoms who don't even talk to you. It's also a lot of fun just because, it is very unique. It's a very unique adversary mode. A lot of them are more chaotic. This one is a little bit more slow paced, and I really do think that it's a very good and nice adversary mode that Rockstar put a lot of time into as well. And then coming in at the number 3 spot is Hunting Pack. Now, Hunting Pack came in the free mode events update, and in that DLC, there wasn't much content. There was no vehicles, there's no weapons, no clothing, stuff like that. It was basically just free mode events and the adversary modes. However, Hunting Pack was a very welcome addition to GTA Online. Basically, what it is you have a vehicle, usually a bigger vehicle, like say a fire truck or a armored vehicle or something like that, in like an armored van or something, and it depends on the map, and they have to drive to a certain drop-off point. Now, if they go below a certain speed, then they will start beeping, and they'll start like this timer. So if they stay at that low speed for long enough, they're just going to blow up and the game mode is ended. To add to this game mode as well, there will be attackers trying to take out that armored vehicle, and there will also be defenders trying to stop the attackers from taking out the armored vehicle. It's a lot of fun. It's very chaotic at times. And, it's just a lot of fun. It even adds a lot of teamwork into the game, especially if you're an attacker or if you're defending. You know, if you're playing with some friends and, you know, you're communicating, it can be one of the best experiences in any adversary mode. And that's what I was looking for in this top 5. You know, I was kind of looking for, you know, a game mode that can kind of be played solo if you do play solo, but also is a lot of fun if you do play with friends. Because, in my opinion, I feel like that's one of the best experiences you can have with adversary modes. I feel like they aren't too competitive most of the time, and they're just a lot of fun with friends. And, you know, if you're communicating, they can be just very chaotic. And that's what Hunting Pack is. And I really do like this adversary mode, and there's not much holding it back. You know, I feel like a lot of these adversary modes, there's at least like 1 or 2 things that I don't exactly like about them. But, you know, I feel like Hunting Pack is just very well designed. So coming in at the number 2 spot, we've got Extraction. So Extraction came in the Executives and Other Criminals DLC. And basically what it is that there's a VIP that survived a downed jet, and he is not on the radar for anyone, and he has to hide from these attackers and also call for an extraction. So the attackers are trying to kill him, and if they kill him, then they win. But the defenders are also trying to extract him and take him to a drop-off point. So it's a very interesting game mode because, you know, sure, the VIP, he only gets like a pistol 50 cal and like a flare gun. He can use that flare gun to signal for, you know, reinforcements and stuff. But if the attackers see that, you know, and they know where he is, they're going to come for him. It also has a very nice land and air kind of mentality where, you know, you have the Valkyrie that a lot of people get in, and it's a lot of fun to use that. But then you can also go on the ground with like insurgents and technicals and bikes and stuff like that. So, you know, there's sort of like you have to look out for the air, but you also have to look out for the ground, which not many adversary modes actually take place of, especially in a game that has, you know, all these, you know, land vehicles, all these air vehicles, all these sea vehicles. You don't really get this kind of land and air at the same time in adversary mode. So it's a very chaotic game mode, and I think in my review I called them like those only in Battlefield moments. Like if you have ever played Battlefield, you know how like they usually say like, oh, this is an only in Battlefield moment. GTA with Extraction kind of has some of that stuff where, you know, you're in a helicopter, you're shooting out another helicopter, but then you see the VIP and you have to extract them, and then you have like this bike that's coming for you, and then he throws like a sticky bomb, and he's trying to throw a sticky bomb at your helicopter, and you shoot it in midair. And a lot of adversary modes don't really have that kind of stuff, and it just makes it very, very chaotic. And it also has a lot, like each round has its own phase, you know, so, you know, it starts out, you're trying to look for the VIP, and then once you find the VIP, everybody's coming to your location, so you have to hold them off. And, you know, depending on if you're the attacker, you're trying to kill the VIP, so you're trying to chase them down. The defenders are also racing to get to the VIP, and then if they do get the VIP, there's kind of like this awesome chase scene where they're driving, and, you know, maybe they're on the bike, or they're an insurgent, and they're trying to get out of there, and everybody else is chasing after them. A lot of those moments happen in this game mode, and I really, really do love this game mode. The only thing that really keeps it from number 1 is that a lot of stuff has to go right in this game mode. It's not that fun if you don't have that many players in it. I think it caps out at 12, so if you don't have like at least above 10, it kind of gets a little bit stale, and it kind of gets a little bit boring, especially in like the searching phase. And also, you know, if you're not communicating with your teammates, sometimes your teammates will just make dumb moves where, you know, you're in the helicopter and they're flying and they're not even, you know, trying to pick up the VIP. And a lot of that kind of stuff happens in this game mode. So I will admit, you know, if you're playing with friends, it can be an amazing experience. But if you're not, you know, it can sometimes get a little bit annoying with some bad teammates. But coming in at the number 1 spot, we've got my favorite adversary mode in GTA Online. This may surprise some of you guys, but it is Cross the Line. Cross the Line is one of the most simplistic adversary modes in the game. It came in the free mode events update, which also added the Hunting Pack game mode. What it is just there's 2 teams, and they have to get into the enemy base. Now, if an entire team gets into that enemy base, and, you know, they hold down that base, and you have to cross the line, which is basically the name of the game, and you've got to hold it and wait for all your teammates to come in. This was probably my first adversary mode that actually got me into adversary modes. I played some of the heist ones whenever those came out, but really, I didn't enjoy them too much. You know, the heist ones, they were okay, but they weren't that great. But then whenever they come out with free mode events, this was what really made free mode events that great for me. Sure, the Rockstar editor on consoles was pretty cool. Sure, the actual free mode events are pretty cool. But these two adversary modes, and mainly across the line, are one of the reasons why I love adversary modes. And it's why I want an adversary creator, because I want to create this game mode so bad. And it's just so entertaining whenever you're over the enemy base and you're holding it down, you're waiting for your teammates, you're calling for them to come over to the line, and you're trying to hold off all the enemies, and they're spawning right next to you. And that's kind of why I love this adversary mode. It's a lot of fun. I really do like it. It's a very sweaty kind of adversary mode as well. It's pretty competitive. It's also a very linear kind of game mode. So yeah, that's pretty much my top 5 adversary modes. So it goes number 5, Drop Zone. Number 4 is Slasher. Number 3 is Hunt and Pack. Number 2 is Extraction. And number 1 is Cross the Line. But anyways, this will be my top 5. Also, if you want to see a top 5 worst adversary modes, then let me know that in the comments. Also, like I said at the beginning, let me know your list in the comments. Do you agree with mine? Do you disagree? And, if you disagree, then let me know yours in the comments. But anyways, hope you all enjoy. Feedback's always pushing, and I'll see you guys in the next video.